You see this little ridge line right here? So in December of 2016, I climbed up to that ridge to do some reading from The Snow Leopard, my favorite book by Matthiessen. At that time, I was about a month sober, one of my first attempts to get sober. And at that time, the Snow Leopard felt to me like a manual for healing. And I think that even though Matthiessen does not use the word healing in The Snow Leopard, he's clearly on a healing journey. So he clearly sees that instinctively his mindfulness practices and going to the mountains is going to bring him a measure of healing from the grief he's experiencing after the loss of his wife, Deborah. Now, story doesn't end for me there either. I went through alcohol detox 2 years ago, 2023, and in fact, today's date, November 6th, is the 2-year anniversary of my first day sober after an 18-month drinking binge that I went on. And I was reading The Snow Leopard at the time, 2 years ago, when I was going through detox, and just sitting on my bed in the dark of the early morning, just reading Mathiessen's words, almost not even taking them in. Just my mind needed something to focus on other than what my body was feeling. And that day was not my final sobriety date. Relapse has been a part of my story. I've had one brief relapse since that date. But that was the day that November 6th was the beginning of this journey of healing that I've been on the last 2 years, this new life that I've been building the last 2 years. And even though these mountains here in Southern California are so different geographically from the Himalayas, I think the spirit of solitude and healing that you can find in the mountains is the same anywhere. Nature in general. And I'm so grateful to have these mountains to come out into. And Matthiessen clearly expressed the same thing, the gratitude that he felt being in the Himalayas and finally reaching his destination in early November 1973.